All right, this is starting with Ezekiel 47, verse 1. It says, Afterward he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, waters issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward. For the forefront of the house stood toward the east, and the waters came down from under from the right side of the house at the south side of the altar. Then brought he me out of the way of the gate northward, and led me about the way without the other gate by the way that looketh eastward, and behold, there ran out waters on the right side. And when the man that had the line in his hand went forth eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The waters were to the ankles. So you're going to see a progression as you continue to reading. So this is talking about flood. But the Most High said he wouldn't flood the earth again. That's why he put the bow in the sky, the rainbow, which the LGBTQ have taken it over, hijacked it, and made it a symbol of all types of wicked, debauchery, sexual acts. So, Most High's not a liar, right? So what is this flood talking about? This flood is talking about this flood of this truth. This is 1 second. This is Psalms no, it's Sirach 24 and 32 says, I will make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. So the light is also represent as the truth. And this is what the Most High is doing with this flood of this water. And also Deuteronomy 32 and 2, it says, my doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So the doctrine is falling down, it's coming down. That doctrine is compared to rain, which is its truth. Now, I'm going to keep reading. It says, verse 4, again he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters. The waters were to the knees. Again he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters were to the loins. So notice they were to the ankles, to the knees, and the loins. So it's a progression. Verse 5, afterward he measured 1,000, and it was a river that I could not pass over, for the waters were risen, waters to swim in, a river that could not be passed over. So this water is literally everywhere. This truth is literally everywhere. You got camps literally everywhere. This truth, it can't be hid no more. Also, you got the unicorn also that is helping to cast out that net to catch more fish. Is being used for that what's that? Daniel 12 in verse 4, I believe. Knowledge shall be increased. Talking about the technology. Through that technology, we have the invention of the internet. Through the internet, we allowed to push this truth even further into the four corners of the earth. Revelations 11 talks about rise and measure the temple. Measured in the temple because the temple, it was destroyed in 70 AD. We don't got a physical temple no more. We are the temple. Our body is the temple, and us together, we comprise that temple. So when it says rise and measure the temple, how do you measure a temple if there's no physical temple? It's talking about teach. We are that temple. We're teaching out here, and we're teaching the truth, and that truth is that water. So you're seeing this truth expand. Because see, notice that he's measuring the waters. And now, matter of fact, let me keep reading. Verse 6, and he said unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen this? Then he brought me and caused me to return to the brink of the river. Now when I had returned, behold, at the bank of the river were very many trees on the one side and on the other side. Then said he unto me, These waters issue out toward the east country, and go into the desert, and go into the sea, which being brought forth into the sea, the waters shall be healed. So, it's the waters healing the waters. Revelation 17, I think verse 15. Let's go over there. Pretty sure it's verse 15. Revelation 17, verse 15. Yep. 17 to 15. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So those are the waters. Peoples, nations, multitudes, and tongues. Our body is literally what, like 80%, some say upwards more water. So we are also referred to as waters, a large area of water. What does scripture say? The other nations are as a drop of a bucket. They're equated to being waters as well. We're, in that sense, we're waters. But the waters healing the waters, meaning the waters being the truth, healing us. So you have 2/3 of our people is not going to receive this truth. They may take it, and then they listen to believe for a while, and then all of a sudden they put it behind them. You got some that reject it off the rip. Some that receive the truth, and then all of a sudden they go into another wind of doctrine. All of a sudden they believing in mermaids, believing in reptilians, believing in all types of sorts of madness. But if you drink from this water of this well, you will never thirst. This is John chapter 4 and verse 13. Yahweh shall answer and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. So he's talking about physical water. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. So notice, you drink of that water of the well, you'll thirst, but you drink of his water, it multiplies. You drink this water, that water becomes a well, and that well becomes a source where other people go to drink out of. That's how this works. This is all equated to being this truth. The light is also the truth as well. Because when you have the light, you can see. Here we are, where you're in darkness. What do you need? You need a light to find your way out. But 2/3, what they love darkness. They don't want to. They don't like the light. It's burdensome to them. And you got actually some lights that look like lights, but they're false lights. This is that real light with all the UV rays and everything. This is John chapter 6 and verse 48. It says, I am, John 6 and 48 says, I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. So, there's a water that you drink from and you never get thirsty. And then there's bread that you eat and you don't die. Verse 51, I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. So you drink the water, you won't thirst again. You eat the bread, and you'll live forever. Isn't that what we're fighting for? Salvation, be able to live for eternity. Oh, death, where is thy sting? 1 Corinthians chapter 15, I think verse 53 or 52 or maybe 54. Oh, death, where is thy sting? Where we shall be changed. Because what causes death is sin. That's what causes death, sin. We're not sinning, we're not going to die. We're going to be perfect. On that note, hope this lesson has been edifying. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem HaKakodash. Double honor to elders of GMS Rule Well. Peace and salutations, and shalom.